thanks for coming inside on a sunny day. We appreciate it. We'll try to shine some light in here on blockchain. What was frustrating about the traditional model that maybe led you to cryptocurrency as an option?
Independent filmmakers, really, unless you have private funds that you can access, really only have crowdsourcing platforms to use to fund their movies, like Indiegogo, Kickstarter. Take even someone like Zach Braff had to crowdsource his movie, and he's a huge star. I was facing the financing issue when I first was done writing the movie, and I was like, I'm either gonna beg friends and family for what, 10K, 20K at most, and still like feel guilty about it, because I can't really pay them back, or go to a bigger production studio. And I did, and production studios did tell me to, you know, simplify the script, dumb it down. So I was facing either like seeing my creative freedom taken away, and having to compromise on the story, or not having enough money to make it.
As you're looking at this model of funding, what do you think is most different about it compared to that standard crowdsourcing method?
Well, I think it sort of allows for investors to directly partake in what they're investing in. What we are doing with equity crowdsourcing, and what we aim to do, is be like, okay, you want to contribute to us. We don't want to give you just a mug. We don't want to give you just a t-shirt or a DVD. We actually want you to participate in the profitability of our project. You know, now that blockchain is here, we can actually build upon that foundation and find a way to entice investors and excite investors.
Music is one of the first use cases,
yeah.
I think it's fair to say,
yes.
for the use of blockchain. You would walk us through why it made particular sense in the world of the music industry.
Sure, and I think there's a strong parallel here. It's because it's really any artistic or creative endeavor. One of the things that blockchain really does, because it is what it is, it's a shared ledger, right? It's like what you said. It's a set of nodes or peers that interact with each other, but no single entity owns the system of record. Everybody owns it. Everybody can see the transactions. Artists are in it to make a living. It's a business. And consequently, you have a supply chain. And so the whole point of what blockchain is doing is it's saying, I'm going to make the supply chain visible to all the participants so everybody can get compensated for what they contribute. And that's the essence of it.
I think we'll take some questions from the audience. We'll pass around a microphone.
So what happens next? You've raised the funds, you've finished a film, you have it at a festival. If your film was acquired, or if somebody wants to buy the distribution rights, what happens to your investors in that case?
I think where SingularDTV comes in is we actually want to change the whole, we want to change the whole thing front to back. If they're taking a gamble, they're going to want to partake in the future returns of this hopefully huge success. And so you can build that into a distribution portal. So SingularDTV is going to provide those methods of distribution that are transparent, that have hopefully no leakage, that are efficient, which hopefully puts more money in the pockets of the investors and the producers. If you've ever produced a film, you've experienced it firsthand, I don't think you can really get the answers that you're looking for in terms of where your film was seen, why it didn't perform. Right now in the traditional film industry, it's a lot of phone calls and it's a lot of summarizing of the data, but we want to provide the tools to let the data speak for itself. Let's use it for these producers and investors. Let's not just boil it down to a one-page PDF that says, you know, here's the bottom line and sorry you didn't make any money. We live in an age where every technological advancement is so transparent and people try to grasp the understanding of every piece of code. When you get a bounced email, you get something from Mail or Damon, and it has 30 lines of code, and you have absolutely no idea what it means, but you do know that your message didn't get from point A to point B. That's going to be a little bit similar to the way blockchain technology evolves.
Yeah, was there a sort of a global view that this technology helped facilitate?
We definitely had investors from all over the world. It was really great to feel so welcome in the cryptocurrency community. It's a very inspiring place to be for artists. I think it truly can be the answer to the independent filmmaking industry.
Great note to end this on. Thank you, everybody. We appreciate it. Thank you all for coming in and out of the sun.